Lately I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, mainly the role of Strategist. This role acts as the support role within the game, consisting of 7 heroes that each provide their own form of healing and utility to the game. Each hero has a unique gameplay style and abilities, so I figured I'd rank them from worst to best. Before the video starts, this list is my personal opinion from what I've seen from my ranked games and what the competitive players run and do well with, so sit down and enjoy this show. Starting off with what I believe the worst strategist in Marvel Rivals is, and probably shocking most people below gold, we got Jeff the Landshark. Now Jeff isn't bad, but everything he does, almost all strategists do it better. His healing is really good, and that's really all you can use him for. His bubbles do provide extra movement speed, but only in short bursts, and his ultimate is good for clearing people off a point, but against more experienced players, it can easily be shut down. His damage isn't bad, but once again is outshined by other strategists. His burrow form is a good escape option and can get you out of tricky situations, but as soon as you exit it, you're an easy target. His team up with Luna and Groot aren't bad, but honestly, the rest of the strategist roster has much better team ups than these two that really it gets outshined real fast. Jeff really provides no utility for his team outside of his healing, and with his ult being situational at best, is the reason he's at the bottom of my list. Up next we have Raccoon, who is actually pretty good and has a place in higher level play. His healing orbs are easy to hit and provide a lot of healing for his team. His damage isn't great, but it's consistent and can finish off people really well. His beacon is really useful, with the armor packs being really helpful for everyone on your team, and the jump packs being extremely helpful for heroes with limited vertical mobility. His dashes are extremely useful and make you practically untouchable when mixed with his wall climb ability. His ultimate is honestly kind of meh, but it has its uses. But where he gets his viability is with his team up with the Punisher and Winter Soldier. With this team up, Rocket can place a beacon that gives them unlimited ammo and increased firing speed, which is insanely good and can turn those already high DPS heroes into team shredders. Rocket overall is good, but everything he does is done better by other strategists that do more damage mainly and provide a little bit more utility. But overall, he's very good, and every Punisher and Winter Soldier main will love you for choosing him. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't sure where to put Adam Warlock, because in some matches, Warlock would be so trash and do nothing, but in other matches, he absolutely carries the game. I think it's situational depending on the team, due to the fact that his healing is so limited, but his utility is really good. His healing comes in short bursts, but powerful bursts, unlike most other strategists where it's mixed into one of their attacks. This means you have to be more careful with how you use your healing, since if you run out when your team needs it, you're in trouble. Despite this, his healing output is actually really good, and with it being tied to an ability, you can focus more on damage, which Adam can do a lot of damage. His shift ability is actually really good too, since what it does is split the damage taken between all teammates that stand near you when you use it and provides healing over time to them. This can make your whole team extremely hard to kill for a short time. His passive gives him a second life, which is always really good, and his team up with Mantis and Star-Lord gives that passes to them, which is also really good. His ultimate also falls into that mixed bag, because I've seen it absolutely save games, but also fails miserably sometimes since it provides your team with such low health after a revive. So Adam is just so hit or miss for me and requires so much situational awareness, but if you somehow succeed at it, oh boy, he can carry the game. But because of his high skill ceiling, he is outshined by other supports that are just so much easier to play and can provide more value than he can. Now we move on to Cloak and Dagger, and we are starting to get into the more meta supports in the game. Basically, you use Dagger as your healer, by firing these homing healing daggers that heals teammates and damages enemies. On top of that, she fires a barrier that gives all teammates a big burst of heals and a bubble that heals all teammates within it. Cloak provides all the utility, with him having a drain attack that deals damage similar to how Scarlet Witch deals damage. He fires a barrier that damages and blinds enemy for a short period of time, and he can provide himself and teammates with invincibility frames and invisibility for a few seconds. Their kit pairs so well with each other, and you have an ability for basically every situation. Teammates need a lot of healing. Fast, throw down your bubble and barriers and you can get them up to full health really quick. Enemies are pushing down a choke, throw the blindness barrier down to disorient them. A Jeff is trying to ult your team off a cliff, use your invincibility frames to deny it. There are many more situations that they thrive in that I haven't even mentioned yet, and not to forget their ultimate. They dash forward or back 3 times, leaving behind this shadow field that damages enemies and heals teammates for a lot. Throw this on a point or a choke and the enemy team is going to struggle to push in, or they're going to be forced to fall back. Cloak and Dagger's abilities are all so good and extremely useful, making them extremely viable in almost all situations, but there are a few heroes that beat them out just by a bit. Alright, so we're on to my main man, Loki, and oh boy, call me biased, but I think he is so underrated. His healing and damage with his clones is so good, and the fact that he can split it between clones makes him so good at multitasking heals and damage. With good positioning of the clone, you can get so much done. He has 2 escape abilities, and his shifts makes him and everyone within a short area of his clones practically unkillable, and it can completely save your teammates or shut down whole ultimates or pushes. He plays really good into dive heroes like Psylocke, Panther, Iron Fist, Venom, since he can shut down their attacks on him and his teammates with ease. And I haven't even talked about his ultimate. The copy ultimate is the highest skill thing about him, but when used properly, it is one of the best ultimates in the game, since you gain access to every hero on your team and the enemy team. And once you use the ultimate, you gain instant access to that hero's ultimate, which you can copy, say, a Luna or Mantis to start a push or stop an enemy push. You can copy a Psylocke or Hela to create space and pressure. In some situations, you can even copy some tanks like Strange and Captain America to annihilate your enemies. There's just so much you can do with this ultimate. His team up with Hela is so good, especially considering how meta she is. You basically will always have a shield on you as long as the Hela you're playing with is somewhat competent. Now, I don't care how biased I may come off as, Loki is so good and is only outclassed by these next strategists because they hold some of the best abilities and ultimates in the game. These 2 strategists are undeniably the most busted strategists within the game, and we're giving the number 2 spot to Mantis, only being beat out by a short margin by our number 1 hero. Mantis does so much healing and so much damage, it's insane. She has this leaf resource which allows her to either give her teammates healing over time or a damage boost for some time. This can stack on a hero. She can also spend one on herself to give herself a damage boost as well. On top of that, she has a sleep ability that is so easy to hit and doesn't allow a target to attack or move until they are either shot by a teammate, the Mantis clone that is shown over them is killed, or 3.5 seconds pass. And to top it all off, she has an ultimate that heals your team up so fast and gives them extra movement speed and overhealth for a few seconds. Like, it's busted the amount of work you can do on this hero. And on top of that, something people really overlook and don't talk about is her passive, which gives her bonus movement speed when not taking damage, healing whenever she uses a leaf, and she instantly gains a leaf back when dealing a headshot. Without this passive, she'd still be good, but this pushes her to a new extreme. Like, a good Mantis is able to consistently hit those headshots and just constantly get leaves back, giving her teammates damage boost and healing. Like, it's insane. Her team up with Warlock is really good too. Everything about her is busted. She can out-damage DPS and still pull out insane healing numbers. She desperately needs a nerf and is among the most broken heroes in Marvel Rivals, only outshined by the one strategist remaining. Now, by far the best strategist in Marvel Rivals, to nobody's surprise, is Luna Snow. Honestly, what can't she do? She has great healing and damage, has an ability that turns her 3 shots into one big one and allows it to pierce, has a snowball that freezes enemies for 2.7 seconds, but unlike the Mantis sleeve, it can't be stopped by enemies. She has a snowflake that gives her the ability to heal a teammate while healing other teammates, so give this to a flanker like Panther or Spider-Man and you can always keep them topped up, or you can use it to give a teammate a 35% healing boost to your healing, allowing you to top up your team faster. She has escape passive that allows her to get to the fight faster and escape more easily. She has a passive that gives her health for using her abilities, but by far the most busted part about her is her ultimate. The ultimate creates this huge field that either heals or damage boosts depending on how you switch it, but you can use both by spamming the switch button. This allows you to either win a team fight instantly because everyone can't die and is doing increased damage, or completely halt an enemy push because you, our whole team is immortal and is doing more damage now. She gets this ultimate so fast it feels like she always has it. She can do so much for the team and is a must ban in almost all competitive games since she is by far the most broken support in the game. So that was every support rank. Just in case you want a reminder, the order from worst to best was Jeff, Rocket, Adam, Cloak and Dagger, Loki, Mantis, and Luna. If you agree or disagree, please share in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content. I will be making a Loki guide very soon. But without further ado, that's all I have for you, so I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!